variety lot. So this year I've decided to take part in Inktober. Inktober is basically a challenge set up by artist Jake Parker where you draw something in ink for every day of October. I'll link his website in the description below so you can go over and check out the rules. But yeah, so I decided to give this a go because over the last few years my GCSEs and A-levels kind of took over, and being able to draw for myself was something I didn't do anymore. Now that I started a gap year, I've realised that my drawing isn't as good as I'd like it, and it doesn't come to me as naturally as it did. For me, Inktober is going to be about getting back into the swing of things, being productive every day, developing my drawing skills and trying different styles. Because this is my first year, I've decided to stick to Jake's prompt list. Today's prompt is Swift. I had trouble coming up with something to draw, but after a little brainstorm I finally came up with a simple idea. I started by sketching out a design onto the page, mapping out the figure and making sure that things were in proportion. I'm just using my Horizon also mechanical pencil to do this. It's really useful to have a sharp tip at your disposal without having to sharpen all the time. As well as this, I'm using my Micron fine liners. These are water resistant fine liners that give a super crisp line and also that aren't that expensive. I've also got my Daler Rowney FW ink with brushes to apply it with, and finally my Strathmore 400 series sketchbook in A5. I've never used this before, so I'm interested to see how it deals with wet application. So once I had finished doing the pencil sketch, I used the Micron pens to outline the image, so to reinforce the lines or alter parts of the sketch that weren't right. I used a reference image that I'd taken of my sister who helped me with parts like the hand that kind of really needed to be accurate. And then once I had finished that, I went on to using the FW acrylic ink to basically add tone and a bit more definition, as well as just to try and explore different ways of applying it to the paper. I'm more used to watercolour and gouache, so ink was very different in the way it reacted to damp paper and the intensity of the colour, as well as just the really quick drying time. So I think it went well. I'm definitely inspired by the way it just sort of moved around the page, but I need to sort of adapt my approach and technique to using ink a little bit more sort of freely, rather than trying to control it the way I did. I'm just going to speed up the rest of the video so that you can watch, and yeah.
Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's not a bad first attempt. I'm slightly disheartened that it didn't go exactly as I had planned, but I think that was mainly down to the fact that in anticipation for Inktober, I've been planning this page for ages. I just think I tried to alter my style too much on the first swing, as well as try to control the ink by getting it just right, or at least trying to get it just right. I'm definitely going to tone it down for the next one and return back to my own style of illustration. I'm telling myself that just because the first day wasn't a complete success doesn't mean to say that the Inktober won't be successful. In the end, that's not what it's supposed to be about. It's about trying something new and getting better. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to film every drawing I do, and if I do, definitely won't talk over all of them. I actually hate the sound of my voice, and by the end of it I'm pretty sure you will too. Plus, I'm not used to drawing with camera equipment around. You can't see me do quote marks, but by camera equipment I mean a card tube tied to a desk lamp. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for Inktober, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!